Okay, so today we're starting off with our word problem. Our word problem is Miss Hernandez brought 400 candied apples to school to share with students. There were a total of 198 students who ate a candied apple. How many candy apples are left over for students to eat a second one? So in this model, I'm going to introduce to you our base 10 blocks. The smallest unit in the base 10 blocks is called a unit, and it equals 1. The next one we have is a rod. This rod equals 10 units. And we have our flat, which equals 10 rods, which is a total of 100 units. So for our problem, we're going to need 4 flats. Our 4 flats will equal 400. So here's our 100 candy apples, 200 candy apples, 300 candy apples, and 400 candy apples. So we know that she brought in 400 candy apples, and we do see that a total of 198 students ate the candy apples. And we're wanting to find out how many were left over so the students are able to eat a second one. So what we would usually do is we would have to begin by using our subtracting our 198 from our 400 to find out what our difference is. And with the base 10 blocks, what we're going to have to do is we're also going to have to regroup, just like we would in a standard algorithm. What I'll do first is, I know that 98 of them I would have to regroup, so I will regroup one of my flats to 10 rods. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have 10. So here we have our flat has been regrouped to 10 rods. I also know that in our ones place we have an 8. So I'm going to have to also regroup one of my rods into 10 units. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So once I've regrouped my flats, how I've needed, into rods and into units, I will begin to subtract my 198 from my 400. So I know that I can subtract 8 in my ones place, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm left with 2 small units. And know that I have to subtract 90 for my tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're left with 2 units out of our 100 flat that we regrouped. Now I've taken away 98. The next thing I'm going to do is also take away the 100 from the 100s place. And that's just taking away 1 flat. I'm left with 2 flats and 2 units, which is a total of 100, 200, 200, and 2 units. So the amount of candy apples that we have left are 202 candied apples. So thus giving us enough apples for our students to eat a second one. So coming back to our problem, we're going to do a different type of model to solve this problem. We're going to be doing the linear set to model a strip diagram for our subtraction. So for the strip diagram, I'll be using a rectangle method. So drawing my strip. I know that the total goes on top. So we have 400 candied apples as our total. And I know we have 198 students who ate a candy apple. So I know 400 minus 198 will give us the number of apples that we have left over so that students can eat a second one. So using the strip diagram, what I'll do now is I will be solving the problem using standard algorithm of subtraction. I will be subtracting the 198 from the 400. So once I have my problem written down, I do see that we're not able to subtract 8 from 0, so we will have to regroup. And again, we have a 0 next to our 0 in the ones place, which is in the tens place. So what we'll do is we'll have to begin with our place in the 100s place, which is the 4. We'll borrow 1 from our 4, which makes it a 3. This would have been a 10, but since we have our 0 in our ones place, this will take place and this will be a 9. Then this will make our 0 in the ones place a 10. So now that we have regrouped all of our top numbers, we want to begin solving. We have 10 minus 8, which 10 minus 8 is 2. Then we have 9 minus 0, which 9 minus 9, which is 0. Then we have 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we see here that we came up with 202, which was the same answer we came up with our base 10 blocks.